Just pulled up to Venezuela Park, actually really close to the hotel that I stayed at for the last night, which is really close to the Airbnb that I've been in since I've been here. You see they got outdoor exercise equipment, courts for soccer, basketball, people playing tennis. You got volleyball on the other side with the jungle gym here. Aesthetically, honestly speaking, not the most beautiful park from just a nature standpoint, but got a lot of stuff over here. When you look up stuff to do in Barranquilla, it's one of the main things that pops up, which I can sort of see the appeal, especially in a place like this. I imagine that during certain times of day, there's a lot of people out here coming out, enjoying themselves, relaxing, etc. Probably not a bad place to hold events either, but obviously not being from here, I don't know if that is the case. Just finished breakfast, ate earlier than usual. Really kind of crashed out early last night. People were trying to get me to come out, hang out, but I was fighting for dear life to keep my eyes open, so had to bow out, unfortunately, for my last night in bed in Kia. This morning, not ashamed to say that I do regret it, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have to throw in the towel. It was a long day with the Carnival festivities. Honestly, it's been a long day. There's a lot of long days here, which is to be the case when I'm traveling. Typically, I'm working, and then I try to make the most of the time that I have. But this trip in particular, with Carnival being the highlight, being the whole reason for being here, you're out in that sun and it definitely can take a toll on you, so zapping that energy. So all that to say, I wasn't able to rally, unfortunately, but I've had a great time since I've been here. Was considering not coming, just because it was a big festival party, etc. In my opinion, knowing who I am, it's not an ideal situation for a solo trip. Most of the solo trips I take are certainly fit for my personality, my style, things I like to do. When it comes to like big parties and that, I do prefer to have the squad with me, but the last thing I was gonna do is pass up a chance to explore a new city in a different country, have a new experience, and push those personal boundaries, man. And I 100% do not regret that decision whatsoever. Had an absolute blast here. As always, though, kind of wishing I could stay a bit longer, but duty calls, so I will be heading to the airport in a couple hours here back to the States. It's actually a long journey home, a little too expensive to come straight from Barranquilla to Chicago, so I opted to just catch a quick flight over to Bogota and then Bogota to Chicago, but I've got a layover in Panama. Again, anytime you're using Copa, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have a layover. I actually don't know if they do direct flights at all, but it's supposed to be a short one, so this one will be kind of flights stacked on top of each other. I prefer that, honestly, than my original plan was to go to Bogota yesterday, spend a little more time there, because my first night there I really didn't have a chance to really do too much exploring. But then that would have meant I would have missed the second official start of Carnival, and it's actually one of their bigger desfile or parades that they had yesterday that I attended, so I would have missed that. And anytime I've done these schedule wise, I don't So when I say they'll do this, I did Rio, I've done Trinidad. Um, Typically, I don't always get to stay for the whole carnival just because it usually falls off during the week. And so um, I wanted to take advantage of this one, so I decided to stay here in Barranquilla, and it had been good to me, so I wanted to kind of ride that wave instead of going to Bogota, which I did. And so definitely don't regret it. It was a good time, had a great time yesterday. Definitely when I come back at some point, I will need to do Bogota and then Santa Marta, as well as Cartagena is real close. I've already done Cartagena. That was actually my first initiation through Colombia back in 2019. And so not necessarily have to go back there, but certainly want to visit Santa Marta. About 2 years ago when I went to San Andres and Medellin, a lot of people, both locals or both Colombianos and tourists alike, were talking about Santa Marta and how I need to check it out. And then, funny enough, my ex happens to be here at the same time. She's from here. Well, she's in a different city right now, but she's from Colombia. And she was just talking so much about Santa Marta and recommended that I go. So again, just heard so much about that island. So at some point when I come out here again, that will be on the list. But yeah, really didn't have a lot of time to vlog here. I was at the carnival. To be frank, it's not ideal situation with all the music and noise to kind of talk to the camera a bit, but yeah, it's been a blast, man. The weather's beautiful, people are beautiful. I've always felt like I could live here, but I think I would need to be extremely established, meaning that I can pump the brakes a little bit on business, on work for a while, because the distractions are plentiful. And Barranquilla is certainly not a tourist area, so it's not the Passport Bro vibe, which I don't affiliate with that group. I certainly understand it straight. I get it 100%, but I've never had issues in that area, and certainly don't think paying to play is the way to go. In general, like that just isn't my vibe. But do you think, all that to say, Colombia as a whole just breeds some of the most beautiful women I have ever seen. I've been to Brazil, and to be frank, I was highly disappointed. I want to go back and see if it might have just been that experience or the area that I was in, because Rio was a huge city. I was there for Carnival too, which you would expect something a little bit different, but I was not impressed. But every place I've been in Colombia has never, ever disappointed. And that's never the whole reason to go anywhere, but man, they're just built different. And I've been to all the other spots that people like to talk about beauty, Sweden, which it's one of those ones, and you got your Asian countries. I'm a man who appreciates beauty regardless of how it's wrapped up. Generally speaking, that group is not my speed, but they do have some beautiful women there. But hands down, any list that does not include Latin women is invalid. End of conversation. Nonetheless, off my soapbox here. Might chill here for a little bit and head back to the hotel, start packing, get ready, and then it's a long day of flying. But Barranquilla has been a vibe. And Carnival aside, one of the desfiles, one of the parades that I went to the other day was far away from where I'm currently stationed, as far as my Airbnb and hotels have been, and it was sort of the real Barranquilla, and it's a vibe, man. I think it's a place that you could actually come to and enjoy outside of just having a big festival, which is the complete opposite of what I felt when I did Trinidad and Tobago. Great weather, great people, but I just didn't see enough there that I would be like, oh, this is a place you can come to and it's not Carnival. But Barranquilla certainly can do it, and you've got some decent destinations nearby. You've got, again, like I mentioned, Cartagena is very close, Santa Marta is very close. I believe they're only like 60 or so miles away. Um, and then you can go to Bogota, Medellin, or any of those other cities that I mentioned with just a quick flight. So, yeah, Barranquilla has been a vibe. Looking forward to the next adventures.